PB&J pancakes. So what we have here is that peanut butter mixed with 2 overripened bananas. That's the first step. So what you want to do, classically like making a cake, you're just going to cream this together. Then once you cream it together, you're going to add 2 whole eggs. Beautiful room temperature eggs are going to cream a lot better with this. So we're going to go ahead and cream together our eggs. Here's what we have here. This is how easy this is. 2 bananas over-ripened. I just added a 1/4 cup of milk. That's our 1/2 cup of peanut butter. And our 2 room temperature eggs that are going to bring the whole thing together. Now, Rach, having a little girl in the house, I learned that bleached flour and flour products are things I wanted to cut away. And how can I get her more whole wheat into her system? This is whole wheat flour, which is half the amount if you were to make a white base pancake. So this is just whole wheat. And look, that's it. That's all I'm adding to this whole portion of that. There is a teaspoon of baking soda, a teaspoon of baking powder, and then a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And you've heard Rachel and I say this many, many times. Salt is the equalizer that brings the whole thing together.
Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
Right?
Gorgeous.
So
gorgeous, Ryan. Gorgeous.
Here's my trick. Fresh blueberries are great. We have a lot of berries in the fridge. If for any reason, I know a lot of your staff has kids, so these little freeze-dried berries that are in everybody's pouches these days, this is a great solution. If you have that, throw those freeze-dried berries inside here. But I only add about 8 ounces of fresh blueberries. This is a little bit of coconut spray, okay? And what we do is I take a paper towel here. And this is one thing I was raising a little diner too. So I don't like blotchy pancakes. So what I do is I take my towel and I rub that fat into seasoning it. And at the same time, we're not going to have those little blotchy spots on pancakes. That doesn't happen in the Scott house. So here's what we're going to do. I'm just going to set these little guys right in here. And the blueberries.
I love this scoop. Look at this scoop. I love this.
Portion size for kids. You also know what you're feeding them. We know that this is about 1.5 tablespoons, about 2 ounces. So we know that a couple of these is a 1/2 cup. So there's portion control at the same time, which is a really good thing. So what you want to do, prong it like a hamburger, and Rachel's shown you guys a million times. Leave it be. Get that Maillard. Get that caramelization. Let's let the peanut butter and everything in here react. And you notice that the pancakes over on our cam here are starting to rise. And what's happening is baking soda and baking powder are starting to work together. They're leavening, they're bringing the pancake out, and they're bringing the pancake up. And look at this guy. And here's the thing.
Dude,
that is
look at the skin of that pancake. It doesn't have a blemish on it, not a bubble in sight.
And they go just like this. And then I just let it sit. I flip it like a little bedtime story, and I talk to it. And I just say, come on, little pancake. And the cool thing about this is when these come up, Rach, this is what I do. And one trick, y'all. I don't cook just for today. I cook for tomorrow and Friday. I take a simple little roasting rack, baking rack that you have. And then instead of having the pancake rest on a plate and cool down on a plate, I cool them down on a roasting rack with a little bit of space in between each one. And that way, Rach, I freeze them on a sheet pan, and then I put them into a Ziploc. And all Leslie does, if I'm on the road now that we're traveling again, she takes a wet paper towel, she wraps it, she nukes it in the microwave for 10 seconds, and little baby Olive can have 2 fresh pancakes just like that. And I know what's in them at the same time, which is a great thing.
And you can trust it because you processed the food.
I'm going to take this pancake, and Rach, look.
Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous.
The pan did all the work, my friend. I'm just going to stack a couple of these up. I don't know why I get into this hunching mode when I plate, but this is just an old chef thing of mine. But we just take it like so. And Rach, the one thing I'm proud about this book is things like this dish where you need no maple syrup. There is no melted butter in this dish. And these are fluffy, amazing, and just
delicious and nutritious. I really cannot thank you enough for being part of our family for so long. And I cannot celebrate you enough. What a beautiful, simple work that will mean so much to so many people.